Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Rainbow Six Siege video. In this video we're going to be looking at the stereotypes that are associated with the players that use certain operators. This means I'm going to be pissing a ton of people off, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in a little disclaimer here. This series is meant for fun, and honestly, it's extremely satirical. There are reasons why I believe these stereotypes exist, but there are certainly exceptions, and not every player of an operator falls into the category of the stereotype. So without further interruption, let's begin. Buck. Buck players have definitely changed quite a bit since his release in Operation Black Ice, but even after all the changes, they've never really been bad. Back when Buck was first released, the recoil on his assault rifle, the C8 SFW, was insane. I mean, even the best players could barely control it. This instilled a sense of pride in Buck mains. They were part of an elite group that could manage the recoil and just go off. And I should know, since I was a Buck main for most of year 1. This meant for the longest time, if you saw a Buck main, they were the real deal, and that you should be scared of them. This all changed after the recoil of the C8 SF was reduced to an average level. Now pretty much anyone can control its recoil with ease, but still after this change you won't really run into any bad Buck mains. They're all pretty decent. Frost. So this is going to be controversial, but I fucking hate Frost. Frost is the bane of my existence. And I know I'm kind of going off topic right now, but the amount of hatred I have for Frost is so bad I can't even describe it. The amount of times I've jumped into a Frost mat due to vaulting is just unreal. It seems like anytime I try to look down and destroy them, my bullets just magically fucking miss for no reason, or they just don't destroy it. So personally, I hate Frost, and if anyone out there is a Frost mate, I don't hate you, I just hate the operator. Anyways, Frost mains are actually pretty decent. She's not a very popular operator, meaning the only people you see manning her really love her, and are going to be pretty amazing with her, though half the time their mat's placement is 50-50. Half the time you'll see amazing map placements that will down 2 or 3 attackers, and other times you'll actually forget you had a Frost on your team because the mats are completely useless. As for their skill, most of them shoot like laser beams. The 9mm C1 SMG they wield does garbage damage, but it's extremely accurate, meaning Frost mains will probably take your head off. If you see a Frost main in your lobby, they might never get a mat kill, but they'll probably secure a few kills with their SMG or their shotgun. Blackbeard. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. For those Siege vets that have been around since Operation Dustline, you know what I'm about to say, but if you're relatively new to Siege, let me tell you a little story. When it comes to having the most broken release of an operator, most of you will probably think of Ela, maybe even Clash, but in reality, Blackbeard will always hold that spot. When Blackbeard was first released, his rifle shield was seemingly indestructible. You could empty half a magazine into it and it still wouldn't even break. This meant he was a huge menace. You did not want a Blackbeard main in your lobby, because any angle they held, it was basically just a death sentence if you were on the other side. This also led to a ton of team killing. If one Blackbeard main didn't get to Blackbeard before another, it would just start a huge team killing war on your team for basically no reason. Also at this point in time, Blackbeard mains were just pricks, usually sending you taunting messages over PlayStation Network or Xbox Live, just rubbing the fact that they aced your entire team while using a broken operator. Usually they were the most toxic people in Siege at the time, and just a huge buzzkill to everyone else. But now all of that has changed. Ubisoft basically nerfed Blackbeard into the ground, and there was a long stretch of time where he was considered a joke and one of the worst operators. Even now he still kinda is. This caused 2 types of people to main him, the Pro Leaguers and the Siege hipsters. The Pro Leaguers understand that Blackbeard's rifle shield will only stop a few bullets, but their peeking skills are so good, that's all they need. They will often be found holding angles with deadly accuracy, or just pulling off amazing leaning flick shots. The other type of Blackbeard main is the Siege hipster, that basically plays him because he is considered bad and simply want to be different. Valkyrie. Valkyrie mains are either good or bad, there's really not much else to say. The good Valkyrie mains have the most amazing cam placement you will ever see, the kind that will view 3 or 4 entrances at once. These types of mains are much rarer and will always be an amazing asset to your team, ensuring you always know where every attacker is, you know who they are, you know everything, all the intel. The other type are the bad mains. These Valks will place their cams in seemingly random places, or they'll just completely forget to throw their cameras entirely. These mains obviously suck and should definitely look up a few camera guides on YouTube, or just switch to a different operator. I mean, that sounds kind of harsh, but maybe give someone else a try. Capitao. Capitao mains are interesting. The good mains are near strategic masterminds and are usually the leaders of their team, making amazing callouts and using their firebolts from their crossbow to lock down areas and prevent the defenders from pushing or just flushing out defenders from their hiding spots. These Capitao mains are amazing to watch since they somehow manage to do well with his lackluster weapons and the odd firebolts. You know, like how you shoot someone and you obviously look they're in their fire but they're not and they don't die. Somehow they figured it out to actually get kills with them. I should also mention that they're probably best buds with Glaz mains, since their smoke bolts can really help Glaz out. Then there are the bad mains and the hipster mains. The bad mains are really, really, really bad. They just want to be a Master Capitao main, but they just don't have the skills. They lack the correct timing of the fireballs, and they just kind of suck. The hipster mains are similar to the Blackbeard hipster mains. They simply use Capitao because he's labeled as bad, and he's not very popular, so they use him to be different. Caveira. Caveira mains are meant to be feared. Well, the top tier ones are. They're basically ninjas, able to silent step around your entire team, down you, and interrogate you before you even know what the hell happened. Once they interrogate one attacker, they'll do it to another, then another, then another, until there's only one attacker left. Then she'll toy with them, stalking them, letting them know she's nearby before she silent steps one last time and gets one last interrogation to end the round. Well, at least those are the best Cav mains, the ones you never see during the round. Most Cav mains will usually get one interrogation and will leave most of the killing to their allies by giving them the intel required to actually kill them. The worst case scenario is you get stuck with a shitty Cav main that immediately dies. They're completely useless, but you just gotta deal with them. Hibana. Hibana mains are one of the most common mains and are usually one of the most helpful. They almost always survive getting picked at spawn and will always use their X-Kairos pellets. There's really not much to say. They're helpful, open good sightlines, and work well with their team. They also have a slight chance of being a weeaboo, but don't worry, you can just mute them when they start talking about their body pillow collection. It's not too big of a deal. Echo. Echo mains come in two different flavors, the super aggressive and smart type, or the pacifists that hide the entire match. The aggressive mains make excellent use of their yokai drones. They'll scout out the map and find the attackers, then they'll reposition themselves nearby. Once there, they'll hop back on their drones and disorientate the attackers. After that, they immediately get off their drone and rush the attackers, usually destroying them and clearing half the enemy team in one amazing play. The other type, sadly, is all too common. If you've played a decent amount of Siege, then you've probably run into a few of these already. At the start of the round, they'll go hide halfway across the map, nowhere near the objective area, often not even reinforcing any walls. After this, they'll throw out both their yokai drones, then they'll spot the attackers and disorientate them. After that, they just spam spot them over and over and over again. They never actually act on their spots or their concussions. They just hide the entire time until they're the last ones alive. Once they're the last ones alive, they have to run all the way across the map, which usually half the time they don't make it because there's so few time and they're so far away, and they just get killed immediately. They suck. And that's it for this video. I want to hear from you guys. Are there any stereotypes I missed? Do you think these were spot on? Did I summarize any mains perfectly? I don't know, so let me know down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing Rainbow Six Siege content. I'm the Battlemoon, and I will see you in the next Siege.